Welcome to the Baldwin Wallace Conservatory of Music, located in Berea, Ohio. Today's video features a stop demonstration of the Austin pipe organ located in Gamble Auditorium. This organ has a storied history, serving many seasons of the university's annual Bach Festival. Notable organists who have performed on this bench span from Marcel Dupré to more recently, Todd Wilson. Originally installed in 1915, this organ has gone through significant tonal changes. Originally Austin Organ Company's Opus 523, the organ contains 6 divisions and 66 ranks of pipes and 2 consoles. In 1955, the organ underwent tonal changes by the Austin Organ Company, and the 2 original consoles were replaced. The organ's most recent changes were performed in 1980 by Samuel Koontz and Company. The organ is now 5 divisions and 62 ranks of pipes. Here we are at the console, which in 1955 replaced 2 of the original consoles from 1915, one much like this one with stop tabs and another having the draw knobs. First, we have our 16-foot Quinta 10 in the grate. So gentle, but just a little bit of edge on top. Next we have our 8-foot diapason. I feel you get the best of both worlds here. It has a nice sprightly character in the upper range. And of course, what you kind of expect on an organ from this time. That round character. And I'm not sure what tonal changes were made to this 8-foot diapason, but it's absolutely lovely. I could just sit in that sound all day. Next we have a color stop, our 8-foot harmonic flute, which has a human-like character to it. I love the breathiness. I could play that stop all day as well. Of course, we have to build up our chorus with our 4-foot octave. Here's that with our 8-foot diapason. So it allows you a lot of flexibility to play some other repertoire there. We can add our 16-foot for some gravity. So, although gentle, definitely add some weight to our chorus here. We can add our 2 2/3 to that. Our 2-foot 15. Let's try that without the 16-foot. I love it. It has an edge to it, but it's not aggressive. And of course, we have our 5-rank mixture here to top it all off. And in our array here, we have super couplers from all divisions, except the pedal, of course. we come upon our clarabelle flute, which I absolutely love. We have a Gem's horn here. Best of both worlds, you have that lush tone in the lower range. But of course, as you work your way up, it's bright enough to have some flexibility there. A principal at 4 foot, kind of farther back in the case. This organ had an echo division at one time, and I wonder if that, among some other stops, are driven from that. Here's that with our 8 foot diapason. Much different than when we added our 4 foot octave. Well, it seems kind of subtle maybe on the audio. You can have some nice contrast using either or. And of course, we have our quinta 10 available at 4 foot. We have a 2 foot flute. And finally, the 3-rank cymbal to top it all off. And I say we topped it all off earlier with our 5-rank mixture because we unfortunately lost this 3-rank cymbal due to some wiring issues. Now we can work our way up to the swell division, starting with our 16-foot gedeckt, which is lovely. It has that wood-like tone. So we have a few dead notes here, but I absolutely love it. We have an 8-foot Geigen. Of course, with the Geigen, we have that extra richness. We have an 8-foot roar flute. Which I also wonder is wood. Finally, we're getting into some strings, which I'd hope on an organ from this time. So I just closed the box rather abruptly. Now I'm opening it. We have our gamba, and of course its accompanying celeste. Our Geigen available at 4 foot. Our flauto traverso at 4 foot. Absolutely lovely. I wonder if that comes from our gedeckt or another stop. But either way, it's great to have that additional flexibility. So we can build up our chorus here. We'll start with our 8-foot Geigen. Then 4-foot Geigen. Our Rohr Nazat at 2 2/3. Our 1 1/3. So you can do stuff with some solo characters there. I forgot our 2-foot. Plein jeu. So that's at 4 ranks. We have a 16-foot fugato. So it has personality to it. We have our trumpet at 8 foot. An 8-foot oboe. So these work very well as chorus reeds. I say these as the past 3. And of course, as solo colors, we have our Vox Humana, another favorite stop of mine generally, at 8 foot. Which unfortunately isn't working today, which is a shame. Maybe I'll try again later. We have our clarion at 4 foot, I believe an extension, to add some brightness, and again, give you some flexibility with your repertoire. So a lot of reeds to work with here. It's great to have those extensions. We do have a tremolo, which you might hear click on. Let's hear that with our roar flute. So it's gentle, but still operational. Let's come to the choir division now. So we'll actually come back down here on the console. We have a contra viol at 16 foot. It has lovely edge to it. So let's hear a bit of that upper range. I love this stop. I would assume that's original to the organ, and it might have been titled something different. It might have been revoiced here. Either way, it's lovely on its own, but of course meant to start your chorus here. In this case, it's kind of a string chorus, now with our viola at 8 foot. Which does not sound very stringy. It seems to be quite open scale, which is nice. That helps you build up your chorus on this division. We have an 8 foot Borden. We have an 8 foot Dolce. It's accompanying Celeste. I love it. It whispers in the case, but it's in the room nicely. We have an 8 foot Koppel flute. 4 foot. That's our only 4 foot in this division, so we'll build up our chorus now, starting with our viola, adding our 4 foot Koppel flute, adds quite a bit of a dimension there. Our 2 2/3 Nazard. Our block flute at 2 foot. Our tierce at 1 3/5. So let's compare that to our swell, and we'll build our roar flute, our 4-foot geigen, our war nazat at 2 2/3, and then our 1 1/3. So you can have fun all day playing along with those mutations and getting those solo colors. And I should mention, the choir and grade are forced open now. That is no longer an option. So we only have expression under the swell. So we can close down our swell. But enough about the swell, we're on the choir. A clarinet at 8 foot. So, I love it. It sounds human. I've used that word a few times. It almost sounds like I'm playing the clarinet, though. Because each note kind of has a different character, which I love. And it's meant to be a solo stop, although you can have fun pretending to be your own clarinet consort. To give us kind of a chorus read, we have our English horn at 8 foot. But even then, it's really a solo color. Under that, we'll put our 8-foot Borden. So in the upper range, it tapers off, but it's lovely, and you can experiment all day with different colors. Now we have an interesting division, the solo division, which is on 9 inches of wind. The rest of this organ, I believe, is still at 6 inches. So we start with a gamba of its own character. I know this is a solo division. So on the swell, let's try our geigen and roar flute at 8 foot. It does have an accompanying celeste, though. Or you can go a less dissonant route with this. We have our flute ouvert at 4 foot. Absolutely lovely. Interestingly, we have a 5-rank mixture, which is not working today. I really enjoy this stop, the harmonic trumpet at 8 foot. So that stop alone fills this room. We have our 8-foot orchestral oboe, which has a nice edge to it. Let's see if our tremolo is gonna work today. I heard it click on. I don't hear the difference, but either way. Oh, there it is. That subtle difference. Let's take that off and try it without. So still a bit out of tune in the lower range. Either way, a lot of fun there. Finally, in our pedal, we have a 32-foot Baldwin. Which is unlikely audible on your end. Our 16-foot diapason. And that makes this entire room rumble. I can hear the metal on the seats. There's some after effect there. And I will mention the pipes are a facade, so that's not your 16-foot diapason in the front of the case. We have our 16-foot violone. So that has a few dead notes. We have our contraviol from the choir. We have our quinta 10 from the great. Our 16-foot gedeckt from the swell. We have our 8-foot octave. So I'll add the 8-foot octave to our 16-foot diapason. So very present there. 8-foot violone. That was with the 16-foot diapason. Here's the 8-foot violone alone. We have our super octave at 4-foot, which is nice. It has a great solo character, even though I would think you would just build up your chorus here with the 16 and 8-foot. We have some other extensions here. Our 4-foot quinta 10 now from our great, the 4-foot gedeckt, and a 2-foot 22nd. So let's hear that 2-foot on top of what I just had on 16, 8, and 4. So it sprinkles a little bit of sound on top, so you can get some nice clarity in your pedal lines. And finally, here's a reed specific to the pedal division, our 16-foot bombard. I just added now the mixture and the 2-foot to our chorus here. So much gravity there. From your swell, you have your 16-foot fugato. So a lot gentler, subtle. You have your 8-foot bombard, which says solo. So that might be on our 9 inches of wind. It's incredible. I think that's independent from the harmonic trumpet. I know those are different stops, but you never know. Oh, so our bombard, in fact, is our harmonic trumpet here in the pedal, but clever to title it something different. 8-foot fagato from our swell, and now they're not misleading us here. We have our 4-foot harmonic trumpet. It's great that we can play that in the pedal without coupling. You can also play your clarinet at 4-foot. And our 2-foot fagato, as well as all of our super couplers. This organ uses a capture system, so you can have a lot of fun holding down pistons and ensuring you have the correct registration.